In this video, we're going to see how we can use Nuxt and the Apryse WebViewer to create an in-browser spreadsheet editor. But you can use WebViewer for much more than this. You can also use it to edit PDFs or view CAD files or edit and view docx files in the browser with no external dependencies and no need for a license from Microsoft. I'm using Windows 11 for this demonstration, but you could do the same with macOS or Linux. So let's get started. I'm going to use npm create Nuxt and give it a project name, in my case, Spreadsheet Editor. Depending on whether Nuxt is already installed, it may ask you to do so, in which case say yes. It's then going to lead us through a series of questions, for example, the package manager that we want to use. I'm going to use npm, but you could use yarn or bun or whatever you like. It will then scaffold the project, which may take some time. Once that's complete, it's going to ask us if we wish to initialize Git. I'll say yes. And it'll ask us if we want to install any of the official packages. I'm going to say no, you may prefer to do something else. Great, that's everything complete. Now I'm going to navigate into my Spreadsheet Editor folder, and as I always do at this stage, I'm going to make sure that everything works by starting the project. So the Nuxt server has created a link which I can click on. But when I do, I get a lot of errors. That looks really concerning, but as we haven't yet installed Apryse WebViewer, we know that that's not any cause of this problem. In fact, what's happening is it's the way that the Windows command prompt handles paths. If we tried hard, we could probably resolve this. But if we open our project in VS Code and use the command prompt that's available in there, then now it works. This is because the command prompt that's available within VS Code has a slightly different configuration from that that's built natively into Windows. So now that we know that we can get a Nuxt project running, let's start with our real project. And we're going to use npm I at pdftron/webviewer to install the Apryse WebViewer. That's going to copy files into node modules, but we need to copy some of the static assets into a location they'll be available at runtime. We could use a script or a plugin to do this, but I'm going to do it manually for now. I'm creating a new folder within public called libwebviewer, and I'm going to copy the contents from node modules at pdftron/public for the two folders core and UI and webviewer.min.js. And I'll paste them into my new libwebviewer folder. Next, I'm going to create a new folder called components within my app folder and create a new file called webviewer.view. I'm then going to copy code from the Apryse Getting Started with Nuxt guide into this new file. The important things are that we're specifying the path to that folder we created that contains the static assets. And we need to specify a license key. Let's save that, then go into the app.view file. We're going to replace the code that's already there with code that we're getting from the Get Started guide. Let's save that and start the server again using npm run dev. After a moment or two, a web page will appear with WebViewer in it, displaying a PDF. That's a great start, but we wanted to have a spreadsheet editor. So let's head back to our code and we'll make a couple of changes. For a start, let's get rid of that initial doc because we don't want to open a PDF. We can also enable a file picker. And then I'm specifying initial mode as webviewer.modes.spreadsheetEditor. This one line changes the behavior of WebViewer. I also need to specify that we're using WebViewer.iframe because currently in WebViewer 11.9, Spreadsheet Editor needs to run within an iframe. If you don't specify iframe, then the Spreadsheet Editor will appear to load but will hang. It will look something like this. With iframe enabled, we get a Spreadsheet Editor that fully resolves, and we can add formulas, open files. It opens by default view only, but we can put it into editing mode. That's awesome. And had we wanted, we could have changed that initial mode to webviewer.modes.docx editor, And then we would have had the docx editor available in exactly the same way. Why not check out all of the other great functionality that WebViewer offers? You can do that right now in the Apryse showcase. Awesome. Thank you for watching. Catch you next time.